welcome to the Total Clarity Podcast. I'm Jessie Hyatt.
And I'm Mike Varlet, and we're here with our third episode in a third location. We're trying some outdoor ambience here. We'll see how this goes. If any exciting music starts playing during the middle of it, we'll just have to roll with the punches. But we've got our second guest on today. He is Chris Hart. He's generously provided a bio. He is a Portlandite turned Brooklynite that's a former semi-professional musician, actor, who has anamorphed into the CEO of the most successful / unknown pet care company, Rockin' Dogs. A rogue in the streets, a wizard in the sheets. Please welcome Chris Hart.
Hey. This is where I start doing like backflips and like fireworks go off and stuff like that.
That's the rogue
Exactly.
part.
That's post though.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
that? Yeah, we'll fill that
I'll-
in later.
Just kind of keep that and then one of these maybe.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Clearly I did.
Yeah,
That's enough.
Mike will
I
go
get-
in afterwards and
I've been
make that
editing
look
a
really
lot
good.
the past couple months.
I know.
can work
yeah,
with
that's-
that.
you've been grinding away.
Yeah.
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 I believe in you.
Yeah. Thanks. So I had a thought on the walk over here that I feel like you are uniquely qualified to have some insight into this question. What do you think dogs are thinking about the COVID situation?
Oh my gosh, that's such a
Man,
good question.
that's an interesting
And
question.
there's several
Wow.
reasons why I was thinking about that. Because I made eye contact with the dog on the walk over here, and it seemed very happy, but also then a little bit confused because this whole part of my face was covered.
Yeah.
And I wondered, like evolutionarily, like, are they able to like do the same things they normally can without having all of this context? And
Well, and it's yeah, that is interesting because I've noticed that too, where it's like maybe you would suspect some dogs that would be more aggressive towards it actually.
Yeah.
Where it's like you did like you're kind of a mystery person, you're a stranger all of a sudden, like fully visually, but there's a lot in the eye contact. There's a lot in it's body language. It's a lot of like how just like what you're giving off and what they're picking up on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like when you cover up all the base features and all they have to go off of is like smell and instinct. It's like it's I think there's a little bit more of trepidation with the animals where they're not like outwardly like, oh, you look because you have a furry beard and for some reason that triggers me. I'm aggressive at you. Rah, rah, and you're like or something like that. It's like everything's like covered up.
Yeah.
So they get like I've noticed that it's like they're more like. I see like a curious optimism in it. It's like they're more like willing to be like, oh, what's going on? But yeah, also it's like I think there's a lot less like contact with dogs because like there's some people who don't want their dogs being touched by other people.
Totally.
Right.
Some are fine with it, but then others and like it's weird. It's funny to see those dogs and they're like oh, I just want to but they can't. And they're like I don't understand what's going on anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
I said that to a dog recently that was like running towards me, and it was really clear that the owner didn't want me
Yeah.
to pet it. And I stood over it and I was like, "Hi, I love you. I want to pet you. No one's allowed to pet you right now." And then I like waved at the owner, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Thank you."
Mental pets. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it must be confusing for them.
Yeah.
So you have a number of clients that are obviously at home.
Yeah.
So you're waiting for the time when you'd be back seeing these dogs. But have there been instances where you've just like checked in to see them? Like, is that a thing where you're just like, oh, I just want to say hi? Like
I'll via text. Be
Yeah.
like, hey, how's chicken? Send me a picture.
yeah,
Oh, you little cute little bastard.
Yeah.
But those little things. Like a lot of my clientele, they're doing pretty well, and everyone's like, it's a lot of isolation, like crap that they're like everyone and them are going through. Where it's like, oh, like one of them like adopted another dog, like just like
Yeah.
he's caring for them. So he has like 2 dogs now, and it's like I'm home, I'm taking care of my dog. I can take care of a second. Why not?
Right.
And it's like, hey, maybe maybe this dog will be mine. I'll have 2 dogs. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
like, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think a lot of people are doing that. Do you feel like there's going to be a boom in your business when
Man.
like all these people that adopted dogs thinking they'd be home all the time, they start going back to work like like 6 months from now or something?
I do. I think it's gonna go. I think it'll come back to a nice even keel of what it was before, but it's gonna be different because it's not gonna be. I think a lot of the people that I had before may like. Work from home is that's gonna be that's trending. That's gonna be great. Like when
Right.
this is all said and done, like people are gonna be working from home a lot, and either they're gonna need me to come and take care of their dog because they need they have to focus on their job, or they'll have enough like free time where they can do it on their own. They don't need me anymore, which is either way it's fine. But there's gonna be other people who there's a whole new wave of pet owners. They have gotten puppies to like all of the shelters are cleared out. Like
Yeah.
they and so and there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to take care of dogs, unfortunately, and I can't wait to
certainly.
be able to help them out.
I never got an opportunity to ask. Last year, you and Jesse made a bunch of kerchiefs, dog kerchiefs,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
rocking dogs.
Yeah. Oh,
How
I don't
did-
have one on yet.
Yeah.
but-
Oh,
How did that end up rolling out? And what were the findings from that adventure?
That was very fun. A whole bunch of one of the areas that I take care of is Carroll Gardens,
Yeah.
and they have some like cool little park fairs they do. It's very like family community. It's it's like baby stroller city. Like, everywhere it's like families and push around. Everyone's like attractive and successful. It's cool.
right.
So they do these like family park fairs, and like people sell their wares and stuff like that. There's a lot of like selling stuff, and I'm just like promoting my business. And I'm just giving out dog treats and handing out these handkerchiefs that we made, and people were coming and they were loving it. It was great.
Oh, good.
I didn't get a single new client, but I did get an employee.
Yeah.
So I lost money in a way, but no, in a good way. No, it was a good way. I got one of this guy Gabe who works for me. He's great. He's a unique guy. I might have explained him to you before, but he's on the spectrum where he's his mind is hyperactive and alert and aware and stuff like that, and he's super chill and cool and like loves animals, so it's works well. But he's like social stuff is however that works with that kind of stuff. He's,
Yeah.
not too keen on. So it's like him and like a person like a caregiver, so to speak, or a trainer or a life coach.
Okay.
And so like it'll be them, like him and the life coach, and now, well, then at the end of it, he was doing it all on his own. Like, he didn't need him anymore because
wow.
he was used to all the clients and all the dogs,
Yeah.
and it was copacetic. It was,
that's
it was cool. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I recall, you were either involved in a ceremony for an award or received an award.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did receive an award for my, with the Birch Family Society or something. I forget. I'd have to look at the thing, but Birch Family Services, and yeah, that's the people that help him and then help his family, and in turn they have a whole community of people, and they had like this award programs for all the different companies that support their people.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And I was there
amazing.
with like. What were some of the companies? I wanted to say Circuit City, but it was what's the really cool one in Times Square that like with all the B&H and
B&H.
Oh,
B&H,
yeah.
yeah. So there's a guy who worked from there.
Yeah.
There's a guy who worked at like a Target and a Gap and
Oh, okay.
like all these other like companies. So
Yeah.
there's all these like different Forever 21. Yeah, so it was fun to just like these guys and it's me rocking dogs. Like, hey.
That's so
You know?
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I bet in those like bigger, more corporate companies, there's probably a structure for a training system for people or some sort of like, reaching out system.
Yeah.
And then for you, you're running your own business and like, it's not like you have a guidebook to follow. You just
Yeah.
figure it out and you're like, yeah, sure, this guy seems cool and I'll.
Yeah. And I
show him how to
I
do
did
this.
I trained him for like the first couple weeks. And I had to make sure, obviously.
Yeah.
And like right away, I was like, oh, this kid's he's 30. Like, this kid's
Yeah.
gonna do fine.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. He's not, he gets it, and the thing is, he loves the animals so much. I'm just like, because of that, I'm not that nerd. Like, he's not gonna let anything bad happen to them. Like, yeah, he doesn't want to pick up the poop. I get it.
Right.
He has to do it, but
Right.
and he's like reluctant to do it, but
Yeah.
he does it.
Did
you
he
know?
get around? Did he like come around and do that?
Yeah. Like
Good.
it took a week, but
Okay.
because it was very much like, like some dishes are on the ground. I have to clean it up, and it's like, oh, this is messy. Ooh.
Right,
Ooh.
yeah.
It's everywhere. He's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a good time doing it.
Well, that's really, I can imagine in a way, seeing someone make the transformation from just being like so honest with who they are and what they're afraid of and what they will and won't do in front of you. And then that almost might build more trust that then you see that he's doing it. Whereas
Yeah.
like someone that is like, yeah, of course, I love picking up poop. Like, how
That's
would
my-
you trust that?
Oh.
Then like, as
I-
soon
I
as you
get to
turn
do
your back,
this?
the poop is just on the ground because no one loves picking up
Yeah.
poop. Like, that's just
No,
not
it's
realistic.
it's a dirty job. You
Yeah.
know,
Somebody's got to do it.
it's shitty. That's the way it is. Very much like when I first met this kid at the fair. it was great because I was like, his mom was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Are you hiring at all? I'm like, yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, we can exchange emails and figure something out. And he shows up and he's like, how you doing? What's, dog walking, huh? That's pretty nice. Yeah, my mom says that this could be something that I could do, and I'm thinking I could probably do that. What do you think? And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. He's like, I'm like, yeah, it's like, like I walk dogs here like Monday through Friday. He's like, interesting. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Oh.
I'm busy on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And I felt like he like turned the tables, all of a sudden he was the boss, and I'm like, whatever you need, sir.
That's great. Well, he was aware of his schedule.
Yeah, and very straightforward
It's good
about
to have priorities.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a sign of a good employee, too.
It is. He's just like, he's just serious,
Yeah.
I think it's really nice to break down those boundaries, too, because we all have some sort of, like, very personal mental structure and the way that we perceive the world and the way that we interact with each other. And so some of us are diagnosed as being on the spectrum, some of us are not, some of us are diagnosed as being on some other level or some other, spectrum isn't the right word, I'm failing in the words, but whatever, you get it.
Attention deficit assortment.
Yeah, yes, some other
Smorgasbord
assortment.
of attention and physical and, mental and awareness. It's like there's scales. We're all good at some and bad at others. And
Exactly.
the ones that are really bad at stuff, they have programs for, apparently.
Yeah, but it's nice to sort of go from one assignment to another assignment and like find the ways that we can interact in between.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a better way to build the world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It would have been cool if you had some kerchiefs to hand out at that award ceremony to the different companies. Like, here,
I need you as like a soundboard ideas man.
That's
These
right.
little things like, hey, Varlet, I'm going here. What do you think? You know what? Tie your shoes this way. It's like, because. Oh, all right, yeah.
Exactly. Well, you don't use a Windsor knot for your shoes?
Oh my gosh.
Secret to all my success.
I'm a failure. Why?
Have you thought about any other like branded things? I mean, in my head, I like the idea that you've made it. I think that's a nice thing.
Yeah.
I mean, frisbee and dogs seems, but how are you gonna make your own frisbee?
I tried.
You could print a frisbee.
So I loosely tried.
Yeah.
I bought some frisbees on Amazon, and I bought some like material paint. And I'm like, yeah, I can like paint your rocking dust in these. The frisbees that showed up, I got like a 50 pack, and I'm like, yeah, right. I got them really cheap. I'm like, oof, good deal.
Oh no.
And so I was thinking I was getting these frisbees. I got like frisbees that were like this big.
Oh.
I was expecting like this, like you could paint like a rockin' dogs or like even like an R and a D or something like that, and then they're like this big. I was like, they didn't even frizz, let alone be. Like
You didn't even try.
Yeah, I used
Did
them.
you try to toss one?
Oh man, they were terrible. I started handing them out as little food bowls. Like, oh, this is like a treat tray. You can put little treats on there, and there you go. I'm like, I don't know. I gotta like upsell this terrible product. I'm not even selling. I'm just trying to give them away. Kids are taking them. I'm like,
Oh my
please
gosh.
take 4. I didn't mean. I thought I was getting something different. Enjoy these.
Terrible coasters.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
if you want your cup to slide, use these coasters. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, have you had any other thoughts about other things that?
I actually, I'm almost done with my website.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been reluctant to do it because I have hiccups with it. I went to like school for like computer programming and like this technology and like I didn't like where it was sending me and like having to do it kind of just like triggers me a little bit. I don't want to think about that. It's like let that go. But I'm a big boy. I can put some big pants on and get over it. Like make a website with the various platforms available, and I'm almost done with mine.
How
Nice.
did you end up doing it? What platform did you use?
I used I used Wix.
Okay.
Wix. Yeah, I was using Squarespace. Is how was my first attempt. Well, my first attempt was actually to hire someone to like make it from the ground up.
Right.
And then they were like, no, that's not the kind of you don't need that kind of website. It's like this.
Right.
It doesn't need to be super. Just make it simple.
Right.
Squarespace, like I couldn't figure out how to the color. I wanted some color on my page,
Yeah.
and like I could get cool fonts and stuff like that, but it was like I couldn't figure out how to get it out of black and white. It was very like it just had like more of a business professional thing. Then I wanted it to be more user friendly. Like I'm a big like comic nerd, so I want to like have like comic color scheme to it, and like my like part of my logo has like a dog that's like has a cape and he's like flying through the city.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm finally like getting the website made, and I can get all my some of my photos on there, and it has more color, and it's really hard like that. Like, like when you think about it, it's like, oh, I want a website for my company, right? You're like, yeah, let's do it. And then you're like, okay, what do you want it to look like? I don't know. I want it to look like a website, like every other website. So when you go to it, you're not intimidated by it being, like HTML or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm almost done with it, and it's gonna be fine.
Nice.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a weirdly intimidating thing to do.
Yeah.
I feel like I've redone my website I probably made it in like 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
And I redo it like every year, and it's never good enough. And I always have these, I don't know like who I think is coming to my website and is gonna sit there and judge it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really just needs to be a thing that people
it's
can
in the ether.
find.
It's
They
there.
know that you're a real person because you have a real internet presence, and that's it. It doesn't have to be a lot of pressure, but for some reason, I've talked to other people about this too, it becomes this whole thing.
It was obsession.
Yeah, but I'm glad that you're almost through it.
And it's like I work very much. A lot of how I get business is through word of mouth.
Right.
I see people in the streets all the time. I love drinking, so I go to bars all the time, and that's where I meet a chunk of my clientele just being there and being cool. Sometimes I take some clients there and we're hanging out when I'm sitting them.
Yeah.
Because I used to. This is all in the past. Used to get a lot of dog sits where I'd have I'd have a dog over for the weekend, and what are we gonna do? You want I don't know. Let's go to Lucky Dog. Let's go to whatever. You meet other people who have dogs, and you hand out cards, and you usually don't get another person, but sometimes you do, and it's great.
I guess it's easy to tell who's going to be a client and who's not because it's someone that has a dog versus someone who doesn't have a dog, and it's an easy approach. Like, I see you have a dog. Here's my card.
What's this? Yeah.
End of story.
And I wish I was better at that. I'm so terrible at selling myself. Or
Really?
I feel weird about I don't want to push myself on people.
Yeah.
And I'll do it in other ways.
Yeah.
I'll be I'll try to be funny and go over the top and it's too much. But when it's trying to do something humble, no, maybe I can help you, sir. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it? So I have the same problem, and I have tried to figure that out because I have no problem. I like to talk about things that I like, and the thing that I like the most is probably what I do for work.
Yeah.
It's the thing I know the most about, and it's the thing that I can talk about forever. But then when it comes to trying to sell myself and get work, I don't know if it's a fear of rejection or a fear of being perceived as some kind of egomaniac or something like that. I'm not sure which one. But
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
There's something in there. It's you don't want to I hate being told no. Being told no sucks, but it's you have to get told no in this world, obviously.
Of course.
But it's when you think that you're doing something good or and you're getting shunned away for doing it, you retract and you're like, well, then maybe I shouldn't be doing that and telling people about it, because if I'm telling people about it, then there's obviously people out there who don't want me to be saying it because that person said it, so I need to wheel back.
Yeah.
But it's also everyone's different in this world.
It's
we're all
true.
unique.
I think it's
Butterflies or
for
whatever.
me.
Yeah.
It's less about being rejected and more about thinking about the times I am encountered, or people that are clearly unaware encounter me and then push themselves on me.
Right.
And I think I don't want to look like that person.
Yes.
Not that I matter or whether or not somebody wants to use my services. I just find that aggravating, and I wouldn't want to put somebody in that position.
Actually, I think that's kind of where I was headed, thinking about being an egomaniac or something. Or I think being unaware is really the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like that old lady trying to hawk, burn DVDs of current movies in a bar at night
Right.
to people. I don't want them to like when I offer something, they're like, no, obviously I don't want that. I want it to, just be
Right.
organic. And that's how I try to make a lot of whenever I hand out my cards, it's I try to make it organic. It's when I run into someone on the street and the two dogs are smelling each other and I'm walking the dog, I'm not like, oh, hey, by the way, I have a dog coming, here's my card.
Right.
It's like, I'll try to be like, I'll bring it up. I walk dogs. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Take care of dogs.
I guess what we can take away from this, we probably, if the thing that we're worried about is looking unaware. The fact that we're so aware that we don't even do it means that we probably won't look like we're unaware.
It's very true.
Right?
We're so aware of how to look unaware that we're aware of the unawareness.
Right.
I'm going to just believe that statement made sense.
Yeah.
I think it did.
Yeah. Circling back to the website stuff,
Mm-hmm.
for our website, Jesse took care of everything.
Yeah.
So I empathize with your situation. Maybe empathy for website development isn't quite the right word, but I understand where you're coming from. It's definitely a thing that I have a block on. Where
Yeah.
There are some things that probably require a similar level of attention and competency that I do normally.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those things that it's just like, especially since Jessie does her updates regularly to her website, it's like, oh, you can take this on?
Yeah.
Great.
Excellent.
Go.
Please.
Yeah.
But
Well-
you did the design of it.
That's true.
That was so good, because I get tripped up when there's too much option for visuals, and I work with my hands, so I'm fine with designing something with my hands, but then when I have to design something on the computer, I don't know which direction to go,
Right.
and when there's just no starting point. And at that point, I think all we had was a logo.
Yeah.
So I
The
just
logo's
had no
awesome,
idea.
by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's cool.
Thanks.
I love the logo and the music.
We've
yeah.
had that for 5 years or 6 years, that logo.
Yeah.
We came up with it. I don't even really know what the reason that we did it was, but
For a good clean F.
was it for good?
Yeah,
Enough?
we
That
were
doesn't-
making the shirts.
Oh,
and we wanted
right.
to stamp our
It has
something
a
on it.
sheen and like a semblance of like going to like a 50s, 60s like malt shop diner or something.
Yeah,
like that, or
yeah.
something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Thank
got
you.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a really nice compliment.
Yeah, it's cool.
It reminds me of like a skateboard company or something.
Okay.
Like a Santa Monica, like
Yeah.
sunset
Yeah.
vibe.
A little like Miami, too.
Yeah.
It's not
A little
quite Miami, but a little
in
bit.
my logo.
And well, you mentioned the logo and the music at the beginning of our,
Mhm.
and I feel like since you brought it up, we should give a shout out to the
Absolutely.
people that made that for us.
Yes.
Because we made the logo itself, but then
Yeah. So the logo, I just did a bunch of hand drawings until I saw an H and a V, or we saw an H and a V that we liked. Fast forward 4 or 5 years, our friend Justin James, who I don't know if you've ever met or not, he
I
started
don't know,
coming.
but I like his name, Justin James.
Justin
JJ.
He he was in Brunch, the movie we made a
Oh
long
yes,
time ago.
yeah.
And have you seen that or no? Has that not?
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen it in its entirety.
Yeah.
maybe we'll need a screening at some
Yeah.
point.
Anyway,
but-
so he was in that, and he would come around a lot for parties at my old apartment, but that was 4 years ago now. So I don't even remember if you've been to my old apartment.
The one
The
that
ranch.
was.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the name ranch. When I think of ranch, I think of food. But was it the McKibben?
No, that was Jess and Mark. The
It was
ranch
on
was.
Bushwick and Metropolitan.
It's entirely possible you were.
I don't think
not
I ever.
there
Yeah,
at
so I
any
don't think I got it.
Maybe not.
Man, there might be. So I basically have been, like shotgun injected into this group like 4 years ago.
point. Yeah.
A little more over 4 years ago. But so I don't. Were you living there 4 years ago?
We moved
It was,
in
like, right at the-
2016.
So yeah. So there's a
No,
there's
we
like a.
moved in April of 2016, so it would have been right around the time that you kind of
I want to say really
came
real
on the
close
scene.
to that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's a
Ooh.
fruitful topic,
Ooh.
but I'll finish. So Justin James used to come to these parties all the time. Everybody in this group of friends is familiar with him,
Yeah.
except for you, because you
I
ships in the
didn't
night.
I've actually never really known him. I've met him like 3 times.
You've met him
and
enough
he made our
times.
logo, so I'm very grateful.
I
Justin.
know that he's not an anthropologist
Yeah.
professionally. That's about it.
Anyway, Justin was very generous in helping make the logo.
Yeah.
And so we were going back and forth on it like casually for a couple months during the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then our friend Lauren Barrie, who you probably have met, he did the music. That he has a song called Chess Street, and he gave us just the no vocal version of it.
Oh, sweet.
And
Yeah.
I think the song's a fantastic song, the whole version of it. There's a music video that goes along with it that's also excellent. And so it was something that we asked him if we could look through his catalog of songs, and
Sweet.
this was one that really resonated with both of us. So
Yeah.
he was happy to oblige us. So
Yeah, so two friends made our intro. Justin did the animation and Lauren made the music.
yeah.
Nice.
Bam.
So yeah.
Love it.
I don't think
Yeah.
Justin has anything that I could directly send to anyone who's listening to this to, but the name of the album for Lauren's song, I think, is Met City. And if you type in Lauren Beri, LORENBERI, and Chess Street, you can hear the whole song. But yeah,
Love it.
as far as the website design,
Ah.
we're gonna get through this whole topic. It's interesting that you brought that up because I did that entirely on paper. Like I didn't want to do it on the computer. I just like drew out everything and kind of had like a blog style in mind, or like, basically something from the early 2000s where it's like, headers with like different categories at top, and then I just like put a box around what each, like, this is the news section, and then this is what it should look like below.
This will drop down.
And
then
yeah. And
Yeah.
so I wanted it to be something that was purely functional, but also something that was, easy to navigate and something that hopefully would not seem dated after a long period of time.
Yeah.
And then we brought it to, we're just doing all the shout
I know, we
outs
have
now.
another shout out. Because you also, it was incorrect that you said I did the whole website. I did not build the website. I did all the like updates and negotiation and that whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd is his name. He's a friend of LP, Laura Peterson's.
Uh-huh.
Or actually, he dates a friend of Laura Peterson's, if we want to get real specific, but I believe
yeah.
they're also friendly. And yeah, he was very accommodating.
Oh, Todd.
Did you meet Todd?
Todd. No, he has a cousin who's a professional backgammon player who got third in state in 2000, I believe, 17.
Oh.
But I dropped out of the circuit a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As a non-professional, never played backgammon player,
Yeah.
I haven't paid much attention to the rigorous sport of backgammon.
The gammon,
The gammon.
as it's called.
Welcome to the gammon.
So anyway, he did a great job for us. Thank you as well, Todd. And yeah, now we have a website, which
It's great.
is
It's a portal to the outside world.
we got it all ready for nothing.
That's
like
great.
we got it ready just in time to be not useful.
Yep.
But
Oh.
Yeah, well, I'm decided to make mine when it's useless, so it's,
yeah. But it'll be good when you have it, because it's
Yeah.
just one of those things where it's like, I know in my mind when I am aware of a company and they don't have a website, it's not going to necessarily prevent me from using them, but just like, it's just one of those like mental check marks.
It is.
Like,
It
like,
is.
okay,
It's
they
true.
have this, they're buttoned up in that respect,
That was a big part of my push. Is like I was saying, is like a lot of my interactions is in person.
Yeah.
Handing out business cards.
Yeah.
I want to have my website on my business card so that when they type that in, it actually goes somewhere.
Right.
Right.
Right. And they're
So-
not just like, oh, yeah, this random guy
Yeah.
that I met at a bar.
I
guess I'll call him.
Here's a number and an email, and then like I'm not gonna call or email him obviously, but I went to the website and it was just a 404, so like
Right.
like,
Yeah, that
So-
doesn't look great.
like I don't know about this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a Yelp presence or any of those other services?
Oh.
Ooh, I do have a Yelp
You
presence.
do?
Not a very good one. I have Yelp. Yelp
Yeah.
was actually one of the first things that I used when I started the company.
Okay.
And recently, during this pandemic, I was reached out from a guy in South Dakota telling me that he was moving to New York at the end of May, today,
Okay.
basically, on like Graham and yada yada, and he needed me to pick up 20 bags of dog food and 10 bags of treats and like all this stuff, and he was gonna send me $4,000. I have the check that he sent me in my room.
Whoa. What?
And it was a scam.
Yeah.
It was one of those scam things. Like I got it all like
Where you
text-
were going to do it and then he was going to reverse
if it
the
was
money or
if it was
something.
real, I don't know how that works. I don't know
Yeah.
how I don't know where the benefit of the scammer, like the only benefit is them ruining my bank account.
Right.
Like
and I guess
numbers
they
or
get a bunch
something.
of dog food.
But then it's like here's
Yeah.
a fake check.
Yeah.
Go cash the fake check. Your bank will give you some money. Use that money to get some stuff, and then when you try to get more money, your bank will is like, no, that was a false check.
Right.
Now you're in the hole. $4,000. It's like I don't understand why this
How
is
does
happening.
that help them? Yeah. Okay.
So I was texting like this it was all via text. And
Right.
he told me that he got my information from Yelp.
Oh, wow.
I was like, that's very, very far and few between, but sure, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's what you have Yelp for.
Yeah, that's why Yelp is actually, as much as it sounds useful, it has been useful. I've actually gotten some actual clients from it.
Oh, good.
Like one of our very first training client was from Yelp. Basically, the animal is like so crazy and out of control, and the owner doesn't have any time to like try to like train it and mitigate what it's doing, and it's creating so much hostility in their own environment
Right.
that you give it to someone else to like get through these problems, because a lot of it's like problems of like what they went through as pups, and
Right.
like it's a lot of like with like shelter dogs where it's like they came from abused backgrounds, and that's unfortunately it's kind of common.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Like, how can anybody be mean to animals?
I
Like,
know.
but it happens somehow.
It definitely happens.
And then you get these dogs, and then like someone like gets his dog from a shelter, and then you're like, oh, I got a dog, I love it, but you don't know what's going on, why this dog's freaking out and eating all your furniture and like barking at the neighbors.
Right.
And it's like aggressive on leash. So we took this dog for a month, and we like reintegrated this dog into being a dog in society, so
Wow.
to speak.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
That's
It worked
great.
out, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then when they go back home, they're not re-triggered or whatnot?
There's a whole there's a regimen that we do where it's a lot of like there's like these checkpoints that they have to hit.
Okay.
And then like there's follow-up sessions to make sure that
Gotcha.
everything's working out accordingly. And it's a lot of teaching the owner, training the owner how to handle how their dog is now trained.
That makes sense.
How like this is like you have to just be aware of like these are the triggers, and these are the things, these are the mechanisms.
Yeah.
And these have been worked away, so just don't allow this stuff to happen anymore. And when it does, this is the way to mitigate it, so it's not it doesn't continue to exponentially overlap into an aggressive violent problem or
Right.
whatever it was before. Yeah.
Have you ever had to contend with negative reviews on the internet, like either from anonymous people or from people that that like for some reason there was a disagreement or?
No negative reviews.
That's
The
good.
only negative review that I've had, maybe there are. Maybe there's I don't pay very close because there's a lot of good reviews. There's a lot of like
Right.
positivity.
Right.
Yeah, there isn't any I haven't seen any like outlandish like negative reviews.
I guess
Right.
nothing to the tier that caused a problem for you that
Right.
you had to address.
Well, there was an issue with a woman who at the beginning of our company we were taking care of her dog, and she talked to me in person about it, but I didn't know it was a problem until years later.
Oh.
When she like saw me at a bar and was like, "Hey, by the way, like the way you guys handle my dog was terrible," and blah 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 blah, and all this stuff. I was like, and at the time I was like, yeah, I completely agree with you. It was like,
Sure.
it was a matter of like it was right when our company started, and we were just overloaded with work, and I wasn't the guy running the show at the time.
Right.
Things were a little different. Things were a little loose, a little more lax. They're still loose and lax now, but with a responsibility rim around it.
yeah.
Right.
We had to have a friend who we were training to work for us watch this dog in our apartment while we were walking other dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And the time that she came to pick, there's just like a lot of miscommunication. And it was and like what happened was the girl that was watching the dog in our apartment, the owner came early and none of us were there, and she lied to the person that like one of us was in the bathroom, and then gave this dog to the person and like left, and like we didn't find out of that till like months later.
Oh, wow.
Because like the woman like stopped. We worked for like another couple of weeks, I think, and then like
Yeah.
she stopped like completely, and I think like I was just like, I don't know, like man, like what happened? Like so I texted her like, hey, what happened? She's like, well, yada yada yada. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry, friend, you can't work for us anymore, obviously. If this is the
Right.
kind of crap it's gonna be happening. Like we need to be all. This is a family operated situation.
Right.
We need to be on
Yeah.
the same page.
Was the person that stated that lie concerned, like intimidated? It seems like it would be much more easy to say they had to run out, but they'll be back, at some point.
Yeah, and
Right.
I think that was like part of learning the management of people. Was like I could have left her with better instructions
Yeah.
for the when and if like someone showed up, but I think she was got scared and nervous and didn't know how to react. And it
Right.
was like oh, got it, like, oh, I'm covering up something, because it seemed like maybe something bad was happening. 'Cause
Yeah.
the owner was it was a puppy and very much like this is her child.
And
so it
she
was
was
very,
like, "Where is
yeah,
Chris?"
yeah.
And,
So it was like, yeah, if these things aren't happening, then problems are happening. So it was like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how people react to things like that.
yeah.
And it's
yeah.
not necessarily a character flaw.
No, like
And-
this, she confronted me and like was like super pissed, and like
Yeah.
I left, and like when I was walking away, I actually went back to the bar and I was like, hey, listen, like I'm sorry that all this happened. That was a different time, It was
Right.
a different era of my
Yeah.
company. You know, it wasn't what it is now, and it's it's still learning. You know, it's a young
Sure.
company. It's you know, it is what it is. And I'm sorry that it happened, and what can I do?
Yeah.
You know, and she was like, nothing. You know, go fuck yourself. I'm like, all right, well, I get it.
Oh.
Sorry again. you know.
Right. Well, hopefully she got it out. She said what she needed to say, and you heard it, and
Yeah.
it sounds like you accepted it, and that's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But were there any fingerprints on lawn from this exchange, or was it more just
No.
that? Well, I mean, that was a nice grace for in that
Yeah, like
respect.
that-
It's like at least
Yeah.
she kept it.
I was surprised that she 'cause
Yeah.
she found us on. I'm pretty sure she found us on Yelp.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised she didn't leave like a horrendous Yelp review or something, and I'm glad
Yeah.
she didn't.
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing in today's society, especially, I mean, I would never even conceive of doing this, but I could imagine somebody that is on a power trip, finding a business with less than 5 reviews and doing everything they can to make that owner's life miserable.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
if they don't meet their, all the hoops, just destroy them with the review, and then
Yeah.
your 5-star, place is a 2.5-star place or something.
And right there, she was a unique client at the time. It was very had a lot of demands, but new dog owners. That is trick of the trade. Like
Yeah.
Really?
if you've never had a dog before and you get a dog and you've watched Homeward Bound, you're like, oh, I got to do all these things to make sure the Homeward Bound doesn't happen. You
Yeah.
know.
Right.
I was in Milo Notice. I know what they did to those dogs.
Yeah, they actually did not. That was they treated them poorly.
Oh, Milo Notice specifically. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was ooh boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's an
boy.
adorable film, though. I mean, I haven't seen it since I learned that, so it would probably be.
No,
Yeah,
I
haven't
loved it
seen
as a
since
kid.
Yeah.
But then when I
Yeah.
found out like all the stuff that was going on, like that was basically after they had to start putting like no animals were harmed in these films.
Right.
Was after that film.
Because animals were harmed.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
let's just say that there are multiple versions of the dog and cat you were looking at.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I want to know this.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm
Yikes.
sorry that it's
Yeah,
out
it's
there now.
okay.
Had you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it as a kid too.
But hey, Homeward Bound, they were all animals were taken care of.
They
and
were fine?
I think
Were
Michael
they?
J. Fox was one of the voice actors.
Yeah, I think Bruce Willis too, maybe.
Was Bruce the old dog?
I think so.
Oh man.
I don't know. Yeah, that was a
I
good
hope.
movie.
That
Gotta
was a
see
good
that
movie.
again. Are there any? What's your favorite animal movie?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh, favorite animal movie?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you have one already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
Animal movie.
We'll let her go because she's on top.
Yeah.
You're
Give
gonna
me
let
an
me go
here.
first?
Throw it
Yeah,
out
of
there
course.
so that I can juice my
Yeah.
brain for an animal
My
movie.
favorite animal movie is Free Willy.
I would have guessed that.
Great.
It's also just my favorite movie.
Great movie. Great movie.
It's so beautiful. At the end, when he runs on the cliff, they jump out of the truck, and his dad, who had been kind of like rough and tumble throughout the movie, and he has a soft heart, but he kind of has a hard exterior, and he drives into the ocean, and his truck fills up with water, and Jesse also is the name of the kid.
That's right.
Which is my name. And he runs, and Free Willy is like, the boats are coming in, and he runs onto the cliff, and they don't know if he can jump that far, and he stands, and then Free Willy just like jumps over, and the Michael Jackson soundtrack, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like it's such like a trademark moment of like that the jumping over the barrier and the child underneath of him and,
Yeah.
and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So good. And the kid gets like soaked. Free Willy's just raining
Yeah.
down. He's crying, and everyone's
Actually,
oh,
Free
man.
Willy just was peeing. Actually, it wasn't ocean water. Free Willy had to go, and he freed his willy over in that jump. And
That's
poor little boy.
terrifying. I could think
Yeah.
of a few things more terrifying
No.
than a
Being
whale
peed on by a
jumping
whale?
over. I mean, pee or not pee.
Oh,
I
just
don't
a
even
whale
want to.
jumping over
I
you.
love whales. They're so fascinating, amazing creatures. I do not want to see one in real life.
Yeah, totally.
They're
Oh, yeah.
too big, and it's,
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
this building intimidates me. Like,
Yeah.
you're pretty big, dude.
It's
Like, chill.
true.
You know.
I mean, I agree, but I also am not a young runaway that got caught spray painting the windows at the aquarium and had to do my time learning how to train an orca.
Sure.
Yeah.
Different backgrounds.
Few people are.
Yeah.
Do you have one
yeah,
yet?
Did
I
that
got
jog
Jurassic
your
Park.
memory?
Okay.
Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing film.
So tell me about the animal parts of Jurassic Park that really resonate with you.
Well, that they're animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're awesome. They're just like all killing machines and like or beautiful long neck creatures or like they just fly through the sky. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's all prehistoric. I love history. I love things in the past. And it's things that I like no one understands fully.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had feathers. Cool. Now they have feathers. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. These dangerous murder machines, these velociraptors, are now. If you think about it, they're just giant chickens of death.
Yeah.
Like that's what they are now. I don't know. Maybe. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the lizard ones.
Yeah.
But like as a like Jaws, Anaconda, like those kind of movies started jumping in my head for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
The scary ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, the very first thought I had, Deep Blue Sea.
Oh.
I like
wow.
Deep Blue Sea quite a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen Deep Blue Sea.
It's a shark one, right? I've never
Deep Blue
seen
Sea.
it.
It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, yeah.
Samuel Jackson's in it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh.
he's one of the selling point characters of this film.
Yeah.
You're like, Samuel Jackson's in it. It's Samuel L. Jackson. Hell yeah. This
Yeah.
is pre-Sharks on a Plane.
Yeah.
This is Samuel L. Jackson in a shark tub.
Yeah.
And he dies. Like he's the first character to die.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So it's like
Oh, no.
it
It's
was
like Scream.
So you go to
yeah,
see him,
yeah,
and then
it's
you're like,
you like the character you're like all about. He dies like immediately, like not immediately, but it's like, and it's glorious because he's giving this like empowering like, basically we can't let these sharks on the plane speech, and then like the shark eats him.
oh my god.
He's on a thing, and then this intelligent ass shark just comes out of the water and grabs him, pulls him back down, and it's like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like they learn MIG welding, I think. I don't remember the rest of it, but like all of a sudden, this water industrial complex falls apart because of sharks. I don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of them learned chemistry or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So LL Cool J's in it, so
Oh.
Oh.
yeah.
Does he survive?
Oh my God, does he survive? Yes.
Yeah.
He's the hero.
He
He's-
rides it. The
Oh,
shark.
amazing.
Yeah. He's the chef, and he's badass.
Nice.
Nice.
He's a scared badass. I mean, he tries.
Yeah. Wow. Now I kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
It's a fun
You're
flick.
selling it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, when I asked the question, I was thinking more on the spectrum of family, heartfelt.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you brought in the Jurassic Park one, but the one I thought was Babe. I thought Babe is a
Aw.
very good movie
Oh,
cute
Babe
one.
was great.
because it's very cute, but it's also very well done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's talks about a lot of species communication and trying to figure out problems between
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and the farmer seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
And wasn't the voice actor for Babe the redheaded kid
Chucky.
Chucky in
Yeah.
Rugrats?
I don't know who that
Oh.
actor's name is. I think it's a lady.
I think it's a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that was a big selling point for me. Like I was like, I know this name, I know this voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulled in. I'm drawn.
Yeah. Do you like all the Jurassic Parks?
No.
Yeah. The third one in particular, I remember seeing and thinking it was just horrendous.
Oh, I watched that one. So I watched the first two in theaters. The second one was like, I don't know, it was funny, I guess, because it was like I just remember like Jeff Goldblum and like the '76 gas station ball and a T-Rex in the city, and I was like, well, this is a little too much.
Right.
Yeah.
And the third one, I don't even think I didn't finish it. I don't even know how it ends.
Is that the one that just came out recently?
No.
No, there's a.
Oh. I've
it the-
actually never seen any of the Jurassic Parks.
Oh, the first one.
We got to see the first.
Lovely film.
I should.
Lovely.
Yeah.
My dad and his girlfriend and her kids at the time all went and saw that film like 4 or 5 times in the theater. Like
Oh.
we had this cool little like St. John's Theater that we'd go to, and it was like
Yeah.
I don't know, it was like $250 to like see it was like when
Okay.
when they've been out for a while, they go to
Right.
these like little like
Yeah,
like ancient or classical theater.
Like small town.
Yeah, little small things. Like 130
those
seat
are
kind
cool.
of thing.
We had one of
I
those
love
too.
them. I love all the
Yeah.
seats are all messed up.
Totally.
And there's like springs. And
Was it
shit.
just like one room too with one
Yep.
screen?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the best.
And so we would just go there, and it's like, well, we have a bunch of kids. What do we do with them?
Right.
They all like this movie once. Let's do it 9 times. It's like, all right. And it's like a $15 trip. It's like
Yeah,
great.
great.
And all the kids are happy. Here's
Easy.
the popcorn.
Totally.
They
Was
can
the
go.
popcorn in the room? Like
You
did
got it outside of the room.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and carried it in.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
one of my favorite parts about our local theater was that the popcorn was just at the back of the room. So you could stay, like the movie, you wouldn't miss any of the movie. You could go up and get popcorn,
That's-
and it was just
yeah,
there,
wisdom.
and it smelled like popcorn. It was great. But there was also a train track that ran like right next door. So sometimes the train, you'd like miss
during
chunks
like the
of
most
movie.
emotional parts of movies.
I was just going to say the popcorn, wouldn't it be popping loud? But it doesn't matter if there's a train going
Yeah.
by. You can't hear anything.
It's a lot of.
Oh, and
there's
it was
a lot
also
going
like
on.
it was like fighter jets landed on the. It was like a helipad for like experimental jets that like came there. So like the noises they made were like whoa 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 whoa. It was funny.
There's actually no movie. It was just,
It was a soundscape.
yeah.
We watched Flubber. It made sense.
I wanted to ask you, did you listen to the entirety of the podcast last week? No pressure if you didn't. It's okay.
I did, but I didn't like. I listened to it the same way you listen to any podcast.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Where it's on,
Right.
and then you tune in and tune out,
Right.
whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But I mainly got. What I did do is because I listened to the small segments.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, is this a new one? And then I listened and I was like, oh, this is part of the one that I listened to.
Oh.
Cool. But I like now I get the okay, cool, and I could listen to those and like get what it was. Yeah.
So, in the interests of our podcast being a fair and equal show, we wanted to give you an opportunity to respond to Sophie's comments with respect to household chores from last week.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, I blocked. I was like, she's probably right or probably wrong. I don't know. I don't care. Well, it's fine.
So the two things she brought up.
I did
were-
listen. I was like, and I was like, am I, motherfucker? You know what?
She brought up dishes.
Yes.
What is it to? So I was saying that I don't necessarily know where everything goes. What would you say that your personal familiarity is with the dish setup?
No, I like basically like very little.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very good at cleaning the dishes.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to returning them to their homes, I would say that I know where like the basic stuff goes. Like I know
Okay.
where the silverware goes.
Okay.
I know where the plates goes. I know where the bowls go. I know where like the wine glasses go and the regular cups go and the fucking
Mugs.
tea or coffee go, and then there's other random stuff in these cupboards.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's these down cupboards that have I don't know. There's a lot of I don't like. Basically, after I get to the basics, it's a lot of guessing work for me. Where it's like,
Right.
this feels like it could go there, and I just put it there.
Yeah.
And it's like if I'm gonna question myself, I have to ask a bunch of questions.
Right.
Right. And so you put it away instead of just like if you don't know where it goes, leaving it. You still put it away, but it
Sometimes
may or may not.
some
be in the
stuff
right spot.
like she likes to clean tinfoil and
Plastic bags and
plastic
stuff,
bags,
like,
and I don't know.
yeah.
I'm like I don't know where that would go after you clean it.
Yeah.
So I just put it over like on a table. I'm like
Right.
I don't know. You know what you want to do with
Yeah,
that,
seems
please,
like a
by
good
all means.
move. That seems fair.
I think that's more than fair.
Yeah.
I think anybody should be asked to put away essentially cleaned refuse.
Yeah, it's like this tinfoil is clearly burned a lot. Like I don't know why I'm scrubbing it. Like I don't know why you're scrubbing it, but like by all means, I'll put it over here so we can find a
Yeah.
home for it.
I mean, I do the same thing, and I struggle with my own. Like, I wash out the plastic bags, and then when they're dry, I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
They just look
I don't
they
know
look
what I
defeated.
should
It's
do
like
with this.
I don't know, man. Are you happy doing this
Yeah,
still?
and it's kind of like unless you have a half-cut onion or something like ready to go,
Yeah.
you're like, "Ugh, now I'm
Yeah.
not gonna put this back with the fresh plastic bags because that's for things that need a fresh bag. This is for like things that are slightly soiled
Yeah.
because
Things that
this
need,
is
like,
slightly
a bag.
soiled. I don't know. Yeah.
So here's something I've been thinking about since last week. I feel like as a child, I had a better grasp of where things went than I do now.
Oh, wow.
Do you have that impression?
One Bakery. Yes.
You agree?
Yes.
So you knew where everything went. Why?
Because there was less shit.
You think so?
Huh.
Yeah, but there was more stuff, but less like property assortment to it. So it was like, this is all Tupperware stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it's big or small or plastic or like has certain lids and stuff, it all just that's this
Okay.
was there.
Yeah.
And then like you had your like your pots and pans, and traditionally they probably were hanging somewhere, which was cool.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're mid-20s, adulting, you don't have things that are hanging on stuff. But you just
No.
throw them in your drawer.
Right.
Well, also lack of space.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you know.
Right, in
Yeah.
a small apartment, small kitchen, if you have pots and pans hanging, it's like, okay, well, this pot takes up my entire standing space. So
And when I'm standing here, I'm with pot. So
Right,
it's
exactly.
Like, I are Chris, you are pot.
Yeah.
Hello.
yeah.
Can you do a service for my head and not hit it when I walk at you?
Yeah,
And
in a
then the
big
answer's
sprawling
never
kitchen,
yes.
that's like a nice addition. But
Yeah.
in a small apartment, you're like, why did you do that to your kitchen?
Yeah.
Is that your decoration?
That's
that like broken, that like
Cool.
non-stick surface is halfway coming off, and it's just
your
let's put this on display.
Ooh, your Teflon bad boy is hanging up over on display. That's cool. That's your 8-pointer buck. Right.
Right.
On.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was less. I think it was simpler. I don't know. Maybe
Mm.
a lot of the kitchens that I grew up around were just a lot of baking stuff.
Oh, okay.
And the baking stuff that I'm experiencing these days is more evolved with the immersion blenders and the what's the red thing with the spinnies and the boo boo boo.
Oh,
boo,
yeah.
KitchenAid.
Yeah.
KitchenAid. And then like a bigger spoon. Why do you need a bigger spoon? You just need one spoon. But no, Ooh, my mom used to have wooden spoons on the wall. That was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't use them for anything. They were actually
were
like
decoration?
giant decorative
Oh,
spoons.
sure.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I had
her
decorative
mom had it.
plates on my wall in my bedroom.
You had what?
Decorative plates.
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 Cool.
Which also never eaten on, just hanging.
Well, you can't tarnish its value.
Yeah.
You can't soil its surface.
Yeah.
Huh.
No. How could you?
I want to talk about the backyard, this backyard area.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because you've been here a couple of years,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure whoever's listening right now is hearing everything that's going on. Hopefully, it's not
Probably
at a
to some
level
degree.
that's completely trash.
We
we'll
don't know
find
at this
out.
point. We don't know.
We're just gonna find out. But I would be interested in, because it's such a cool space.
Yeah.
How have you enjoyed it? What's the type of stuff that goes on? Sonically, visually, because for the audience, the audience that can hear us, we're in a courtyard space. There's buildings on all four
Yeah.
sides, and for the people that are looking at us visually, we're just up against one wall, and you can kind of see a little bit here, but there's
There's
just
a little
things surrounding
cranny
us.
of a courtyard.
And
Yeah,
like-
this backyard's been awesome. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Since the dawn of its existence has been, a perpetual passion project for myself and my lady, and also it's beneficial for having an animal care company,
yeah,
pet care company.
Yeah.
I think pet care company, people like that. And also like this pandemic has encouraged us to really try to make a sustainable garden.
Yeah.
And what we have is a garden.
yeah.
right.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah. But we're developing tools and experience with making food to a degree.
Yeah.
And then it's if you can do this, you can do that. If you can do that, you can do
Sure.
that. And it's
Totally.
it's great. And also doesn't that feel good?
The air.
Fresh air.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so refreshing.
The air is nice
Yeah,
out
It's
here.
refreshing.
Yeah, it must be nice right now when going out on that side of the house is a little bit, you tense up and you have to
Yeah.
worry about covering your face and dealing with running in with
Yeah.
people and how you interact, and everybody's on a different comfort level.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
It must be nice to have a space where you can just be.
Yeah, you can be, right?
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
had any noteworthy interactions with people from all the many windows that are around here?
Man, do I wish we have? No. On both sides, everyone's very insular.
Yeah.
It's all their own families.
Yeah.
On the streets, it's a little different.
Yeah.
I got a few friends that live on the block, particularly this gentleman that lives to the towards Manhattan on our west side, who I don't know why, but we've just taken a shining to each other, and we communicate, and he's like a friendly. He has like a Santa vibe, like a Santa Claus vibe, but he's not fat. He's like skinny,
Okay.
and like lean, and like has like but he has a white beard like Santa Claus, but it's like nicely formed.
Okay.
But he just has this like giving. He's just like a really cool guy. He's like
Yeah.
really nice.
It's nice when that happens with people close by.
Yeah.
Just how I don't understand really how that happens or doesn't happen. I was thinking about it actually this morning because there were a lot of people out on our block this morning when I was leaving my house, and there's people that, and I wanted to like smile at everyone or like kind of wave at people because there's like one guy across the street who always waves. There's another lady across the street who I actually like kind of got into a fight with about my bike once, but now we're friends. It was like 10 minutes of us being like angry at each other, and then like 5 minutes later it completely shifted, and now we always wave, and she's always like, hey, how are you? So there's them, and then there's some younger people next to us and then down the street, but everybody else on the block, we've been there for 4 years, and I haven't really connected with.
Yeah.
And I try to smile at people, and I do the same thing with them that I do with the other people, and
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Sometimes it just clicks and sometimes it doesn't.
I've seen your guys' block, and I would say that there's like families that like
Lots
have
of
been here for a
families.
while.
Yeah,
and, like
it's
they just like
it's pretty much all families. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, there's some people that aren't families, and none of them have I ever, like people that are kind of new to the neighborhood, I haven't really had any interactions with those people. I did try to welcome our next door neighbors once, and it didn't go very well. I don't know, they just didn't seem interested. Not that it went bad, it just they didn't seem interested. But the people that I've clicked with are like the family people that have been there for a while, but then some of the other family people just don't seem interested. Which is fine. I guess that's fine. Some people just want to keep to themselves, and some people want to be neighborly, and it's like, we're not in the suburbs in the 50s, so I'm not going to bring over a bowl of Jell-O. I'm just like feel it out.
Let's all put our hands in this and see if we can solve our problems.
That's what they did in the 50s, I think.
I think
that's how you welcome someone to the neighborhood.
And you throw your house keys in there, you go home with whoever you
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, there's Jell-O involved.
Whichever one floats to the top.
Yeah. Well, I think we've done some good work here. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And thanks so much to all of you for watching this week and listening this week. We do this every Tuesday, so please subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Podbean. We're also on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify now, so I think we have all the boxes checked. So please, no excuses. Come and join us. And thanks again. Take care for now.
Bye.